Hi guys, today we're going to be taking a look at a pretty cool piece from the Netherlands. So what you got in front of you is a Dutch Army DPM jacket. This particular pattern was introduced in 1993 and bears a very close resemblance to the British Army DPM pattern. However, there are a few slight differences and I won't go too much into detail as I've already made a full video on this. But basically, the differences are primarily in color. The brown color here is more red on the British versions, and the green is also a little bit darker. So the colors are definitely more muted, whereas that they stand out more on the British uniform. And the pattern is slightly different as well, the shapes I mean. But other than that, it's a near match. So they can just be basically differentiated by the color. But basically, this is a very utilitarian jacket with a lot of pockets, and multiple layers can be buttoned into this. And it's very cool, and I want to show you it. So basically, we're going to start with the top, looking at the chest, the Velcro for the name tape, and then taking a look at some of the pockets. So right off the bat, we can see, looks like we got some Velcro for name tape, and these two pockets right here, which are slightly slanted in the flap that closes them. However, the pockets themselves are pretty much straight up and down. So as you notice, they're all stitched into here, so there's no extra fabric material on the side. You can still fit your fist in there, and you could hold a solid amount of gear, but it's not super big. You will notice that the pockets actually, compensate for that by just being pretty wide and pretty tall. They take up a lot of space on the jacket itself. There's only really space in the middle here for the zipper, but they go like all the way to the side, all the way to the zipper, and they do go pretty far down to the bottom pockets. But let's take a closer look at the buttons here. We have metal buttons that just snap on, so pretty simple, pretty heavy duty, gonna last you a while. Then we have these little plastic parts, or these aren't plastic, this is just gray painted metal, and you can see here it's starting to fade off a little bit. Not a big deal. Let's go down to the bottom pockets. Unlike the top, these do have a little bit of extra fabric on the side. These are a lot larger. You can definitely hold a lot more gear in here. So I can, fit my hand in here and stretch it out easily and still have, some space. So these bottom pockets, definitely a lot bigger. With all four of these, you could hold a lot of stuff. And there's even some more on the arms, but we'll get to that a little bit later. For opening and closing, we do have a zipper function in the middle. And closing that, we have not one, but actually two flaps. So the first flap, this one right here, we have multiple, metal buttons where we can button it in place to close it up to secure it tightly for warmth. And then we have this other flap which protects the zipper. And the teeth of the zipper are plastic, but the zipper itself is metal. So we'll give it a solid zip, just like that. Open it up. As you can see here, we have drawstring for the waist. Opening it up, we get this green layer that is buttoned into the jacket. So what this is your Gore-Tex layer. So this is obviously, Gore-Tex is a waterproof material. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, it's Gore-Tex. It looks like the date on here is 1990, so this liner must have been in circulation before this actual pattern was. But the tag for the uniform itself looks like 1990 as well. So that's a little bit confusing because on Camopedia it says this pattern was introduced in 1993, but the date looks like 1990. I'll have to look into that. But basically that's the interior of the uniform. You just button that right in. You can tell it's a little bit crinkly like Gore-Tex material tends to be. There's another additional liner for this. It's a button-in winter like fur liner, so for warmth primarily. So you can have both rain protection and extra warmth. Additionally, a user commented on my video where I compared this to pattern 85 British DPM that this uniform comes in olive green civilian version and also a version of the current Dutch Army multicam, which is very cool. So moving up from the center of the uniform, we're going to move on to the left arm. So right here we have the flag of the Netherlands. Very nice. We also do have epaulets, which come with Velcro, and a little loop here. So I assume that has something to do with how the epaulette goes on, which is pretty cool. And then we have our little, arm pocket, so you could fit, a compass or other materials in here, pen, maybe a knife even. So it's pretty nice to have. Then we flip over this arm, we've got like a little circular padding here for the elbows. And then finally for the wrists, the method of closure is going to be metal buttons, which is not super common, to be honest. This is a rather uncommon method of doing this. Usually you'll see, traditional buttons such as this, or even just Velcro, but that's pretty cool either way. So you have looks like 2 options for closing, and then you have a little ring here, a little D ring. Not sure what that's for, but maybe for rolling it up. I have no idea, honestly. If you do though, please let me know. And then, we have the collar here. We got a little bit of a hook here on the back of that. So it looks like the collar kind of folds. It looks like this is for a button-in hood. So it looks like we have buttons for a hood, or maybe it's just these buttons that aren't buttoned here. Nope, these buttons for the liner get buttoned, for the focus, get buttoned in right here. So yeah, these must be additional buttons for a hood. Moving on to the right arm, we got the same epaulette, place for epaulets right here. We have, might be a unit patch, so we got some Velcro on the right arm. The same elbow padding, and then the same method of closure for the wrists. Pretty cool. Let's take a look at the size tag again, see what information we can glean here. So it looks like this is the manufacturer. This is the data manufacturer, so November 1990. Looks like the size, construction, so 50-50 cotton polyester mix. Laundry instructions, obviously. Pretty simple, pretty basic stuff, but also pretty cool. Let's flip it over real quick so we can take a bigger look at the pattern. This is what it's all about, really. It's the pattern, the colors, how they interact. But yeah, if you want to see a comparison of what this looks like to 80s British DPM, I did a video. It's actually one of my most popular videos, if not the most popular comparison, comparing the two. So right here we can see the drawstring is kind of scrunched up on the waist. So that's pretty neat. And I already showed you before how you could adjust that right here. Yeah, pretty neat. And then it looks like there's even another drawstring, which I lost the adjustment for down here. See, this is what it looks like. But yeah, basically you can do it even more if you wanted to. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't think there's any interior pockets, not that I can tell, but you already have tons on the outside, with those big 4 pockets on the outside. So this is a very nice jacket slash smock. It's pretty tall, a little bit long, but I think that's common in the Netherlands. They have a lot of very tall folks out there, so it's pretty cool. Definitely very comfortable with the little Gore-Tex liner on the inside. But thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. For all you DPM fans out there, what do you think of this DPM? What would you rate it out of 10? But yeah, this is actually a pretty available piece on the surplus market. There's definitely a lot of it out there nowadays. So you could probably pick this up for like 30-40 bucks, maybe even less, if you know where to look. But thank you guys for watching. Have a great day.